Bless up everyone. Welcome to my channel, The Blessing Honeybee. Well, on this channel you will learn about honeybee, everything about honeybee and the running of a bee farm.
So, what is a bee?
Bees are a very important insect to our planet. And there are approximately 20,000 different types of bees or different species of bees. Some examples of these bees are like killer bees, Japanese bees, bumblebee. But on this channel we'll be talking about the star, which is the honeybee. So stay tuned. So honeybee are like some social insect that produce honey and are important pollinators for flowers, fruits and vegetables. Yeah, just to say a few things, because most things they produce, they pollinate everything that blooms and things like that. You'll mostly see bees, and because without the bees our population would die, literally. Because without fruits and vegetables and all these different things, what will we eat, right? And they are one of the most recognizable insects and are the most commonly domesticated bee species in the world. So with that said, we can go down and talk even more about the body of the bees. What makes up the bees and why is the bee so important, you know? So the honeybee has three parts to the body, like three sections of the body. So the first section is the head, the second section is the thorax, and then the third section is the abdomen, right? So we'll talk about each section and just get a little feedback on what's going on, what makes up the bee, right? So the head of the bee consists of like the antenna, and the antenna is used for like smelling and tasting, right? Because they don't have a nose, so they use their antenna to pick up different signals and all these things. So that's what they use to taste. And then on their head, they have eyes also, because they need to see, right? So they have eyes, and those eyes, they have bee is so good that they have 5 eyes. They have 2 big ones and 3 small ones on top of those big ones. So the small one, the big one is mostly used for like to detect like things like flowers, colors, and the smaller one is mostly to detect like lights, so you can, you know, different glares and all these things. Yeah. And then on the head you'll also find the mouth, because without the mouth you wouldn't have those sweet nectar. Anyway, within the mouth you'll find a long tongue, and that tongue is used for sucking nectar from plants or suck nectar from flowers, you know, different things. And the sweet nectar is what they use to make honey. But we'll talk about that deeper down when we get to that point. So the next part of the body is the thorax, right? The thorax is the midsection of the bees. That's the part that consists of the legs and the wing. And the bee has 6 legs, 3 on each side, 2 pairs of wings, like one pair. So yeah, they have 2 pairs of wings. And the muscles of the thorax allow the bees to control the movement of the wing, right, during flight. If you think about it, when they're flying, sometimes you see a bee maybe moving so fast, you wonder, how does he do it? Well, those guys have some muscles that's strong, like you just look at a train and see the little thing in front of the train pulling the train. Well, those things that they have inside of their thorax is mostly like that. So it's like an automation thing, you know. Anyway, the wings of the honeybee can carry it through the air at speeds of even like 15 kilometers per hour, which is very fast for a small little insect, you know. Just imagine. That's why they have to have like 5 eyes, so they can do it themselves and go fast, you know. Yeah, so that's good. And when we think about those little things and look at the little bees and see all these things that they can do, we have to really marvel at it and know that, yeah, this is a good thing, right? And the fore wing of the bees is much larger than the hind wings, which is the smaller part, right? Those can, just like an airplane, you look and see it have like a flap on it and the wing, and when one goes up, the plane shift, and one goes down, shift the other direction. So bee is like a train with an airplane, you know. Yeah, the honeybee has 3 pairs of leg, which is 6, right? 3, 2, 6. Yeah, so They have 3 pairs of legs, and it is divided like in different segments. So it has different parts to it. So the front legs are like designed clean like the antenna, cleaning the antennas. So they can smell and all these things keep going, right? And the rear legs of the bee is mostly like for pollen. It has a lot of hair on it. So on the ear you will find like just on your on your fingers you will find like some little ear. If you touch it against a plant, you'll see some stuff stick on it. Well, their feet is like that. So it attracts pollen. And the pollen is what they use for food also, right? And the worker bee has different sets of back legs other than other bees in the hive. So special combs and pollen, that's what they press to their legs, those hind legs, those rear legs, right? And these are used like a brush. They use them like a brush. So they brush against the plants, collect pollen, brush against another one, and then pollination starts. And that's where you get pollination, because they keep collecting different pollens and it keep mixing and they go around and everything just become one. And then within months or weeks, you'll have a fruit. So we'll move on now from the head to works, and then you have the abdomen, and that's the special part of the bees. A lot of people don't like to hear about the abdomen, but the abdomen is where most of the reproduction part take place of the bee, of the drones, like the male drones. That's their sexual organ is consists inside their abdomen, right? And that's what they use during when they meet with the queen. And once they meet with the queen, they die. But we'll get into the different types of bees and how that works. Or just a quick overview: what is a bees and what the bees really do and how they look, right? So as I told you about the abdomen, the queen bee abdomen is separate, right? Because she carries like eggs. She has a sac for just the sperms from the drones. That's the male bee, and that's where and then she has another part where they put the eggs. So she mix them together and do her stuff, and that's how you end up with bees. But we'll get into those details. Overview. Anyway, some worker bees have like a wax gland, right? And that's for producing like scales, different type of wax, get into all those things. So the wax gland. But the main part of the abdomen and a worker bee is the stinger, right? And that is used to protect the colony. Animals do different stuff. Just like stingray will sting you, right? A shark will bite you or something like that. So it's the same thing with the bees. He will defend his colony with his stinger, right? And he only has one stinger. So once he sting you, he'll die, because all of his intestine and all these things will come out with that stinger. That's why that's like a last resort for them. They don't just jump into it and sting you unless it's necessary to defend the hive. So that's how it goes. So as I said earlier on, we're just going to be touching on various topics, and the first part of this video is all about getting to know your bees and all of that, right? So stay tuned for the rest. Yeah.